And I am live! Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I hope your weekend did already start or is going to start very soon. And that you... It's already Saturday. Yeah. I guess most of the world is already set on Saturday, I guess. My brain told me it is Friday probably. So yeah. Anyway, for those who do not have weekend yet, I hope it will come soon. For those who have already been in the weekend, I hope it's a great weekend. And I'm just rambling again as always. Good little change of plans. Normally I'm back to my normal streaming schedule. I would be painting my TVS bust. Yeah, had a little bit of a rough, just a long work week. So I decided to, and now I have to check, is my microphone, even my microphone is at least working. And again, oh, right, there we go. And again, why are you so loud on my side? Because you are somehow turning everything back to full volume. Music. Okay, there we go. Hey, and hello John. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for the resub. 21 months already. Oh, damn. I'll drink to that and then I will put it away immediately. No alcohol on stream, at least not. Oh, that's still the music. Unless you tell me to. Yeah, so I hope you had a great week and are enjoying a great weekend. Yeah, I am going to start a new project next month. Why? I just did put it a little bit. Okay. And did I change the? Okay. Good. Pro streamer again. Yeah, I'm starting a new project next month or maybe in September, and that's painting and building and painting a Escher gang from Necromunda. And I wanted to wait a little bit with this till then, but after the last week I not really feeling the whole special attention that my TVS bust needs. So I changed my plans a little bit and I thought, why not just start experimenting with some Necromunda bases, and also I have some Reaper toppers, so you can put them on. This one is the 28 millimeters, 25 millimeters, no 28 millimeters, so you can put them on the standard Reaper bases or other 20 Necromunda. Nice, yes indeed. I still have the old books from the older version. I love that game. I'm absolutely worthless tactician, so never did win a lot. All the campaigns I played, yeah, well, never got far, but it's a great game. For me, it's even slightly better than Mordheim, although I do like the Mordheim setting a little bit better, the fantasy. But yeah, and I am now reading the new rules from Necromunda, and I hope in the future to at least to play some games again. I'm also hope that I'm going to get some time in my holidays to build some Necromunda scenery, and then I also need to know how to nice mess up some metals, as Necromunda is nice, dirty, grimy and rusted. At least that is my idea always of it. So I'm going to try several things that I'm thinking of. Not only just rust, I also want to do a little bit of verdigris, so a little bit of what did I hear here? This is copper, a little bit lighter than the bronze I had, but we will see how that turns out. I also had some new paints this week, and apparently the green rust, it's more of a wash. It's from Vallejo, so you know it's the new special effects. I already thought it was quite thin, but no problem, we can, I have enough material to find stuff out. Why not? And let's have some painting and experimenting fun. Of course, what I said, I'm going to try out some base metallic colors. I have already prepared a little bit. These are those black ones. I did prime black with brush on primer from Reaper. That's something I normally always do. What I wanted to find out, as I did not clean any of these, not Necromunda bases or the Reaper toppers, just to see if there is any resistance for the acrylic paints, as sometimes they have used in releasing agents for molds and things, which make the acrylic paints harder to, even the primers do get a tough time on staying on the plastic or resin or whatever. These are all plastic as far as I know. But no, they are nicely clean. And well, also a black undercoat does sometimes have a little bit of a difference. I have painted here, for example, straight over the grey plastic. To be honest, indeed, there's not really in shininess, there's absolutely no real difference, but still over the black wash, black undercoat, I still have something. It's a little bit, yeah, a little bit darker maybe, but as I said, I'm going to try out something. I'm going to reuse a very classic way of painting. Just paint it over the black undercoat completely with a metallic silvery paint, metal paint, a metal silvery metal color. In this case, I will be using the plate metal from mail metal from Army Painters War Paint, the older version still. I have over here one that I want to, that was a newer kind of painting. The base coat will be the Warlock Bronze, so you have already a nicely darker, somewhat weathered metal base coat, and then dry brush with lighter silvery metals. And I'm going to try out some alchemy metal paints. So a copper, a Viking gold, that is quite a dark browny gold, and I'm going to use a period alchemy, which is more of, has a greenish tint to it, just to see what they all do, how they look. Also, I have prepared already a few metal, just with metal paint painted toppers, and I'm going to use 8 different washes. I have 4 black washes and 4 brown washes, and I am now just remembering, oh, I can use this one for it, because I also have the dark rust, the rust tone from the new one from Warpaint Fanatic, oh sorry, from Army Painters, but the range is called Warpaint Fanatic. See what that does. And I was just painting this one, as I want to see what, and I have to do a second coat, as this does not completely cover it all. So I will start with that one quickly, as I have the green rust, which is a quite dark verdigris kind of. It is not really a wash, but it is a very thin paint. Oh, as I already showed you a little bit, it has already quite some it's, you can still see the base coat very nicely under the coat, but in the recesses it's working perfectly. So a little bit of the copper again. I'm going to use a very cheap old brush. Why not? As I don't need to be very specific with this, very detailed and very careful. This is one of the things that I do like very much for the whole for this hobby, trying out stuff. That's why I always still get lured into paying and dus buying new paints. And I have heard a lot about the whole War Paints Fanatic range, and a friend of mine and I have decided that maybe we are going to just buy some of them, but then the whole, because they are not in triads, but in double triads, so 6 bottles. I can show you over here, which is a very nice item for the new paints. Let's get a little bit of a, oops, let's get a little bit, there we are. They are all consists of every color they have. They have this also on the flask, on the dropper bottle. The white little arrow tells you what color this is, so where it is in the whole range of this kind of color. So if you have the whole turquoise kind of colors, you have a very dark one, lighter, and a very light one. Now this is not the lightest, so you still have one lighter, but you can see where it is and how to build up colors. So that's a really great feature. I think I will today also try to use a little bit of a disgusting slime. Oh, there, let's go a little bit further like this. Disgusting slime, also from War Paints, and I have a Vallejo acid color. This is definitely some kind of a strange wash stuff. Let's just try it out later. First we have to get to the serious business, painting. And I'll start just with the no, I will start with all the washes, as they need more drying time. So I take the, this is the new null oil. I must say, thank you, Butter. I must say, this is the newer version, and it's a little bit the more shiny one. What is, in my eyes, certainly not a good thing. I made it a little bit less shiny because I did add quite some drops of matte medium. So it is a little bit matter than you would normally buy, than you would normally get. Just painted some plate mail metal over a base. Let's get our brush and just nicely put it in, hit all the everything on the base so it's nicely covered, and you can see the details are nicely popping out. It also gives immediately a nice grimy effect. I can even add a little bit extra in these very deep parts. And so that is the Null oil from Games Workshop. Normally I would, as I have just used my metal paint, I would change, I would use another pot, but as I'm mainly using metal paints and a few other stuff, other few paints, but they're still somehow metal adjacent, or they still have to be over metal. I'm just using the same water pot for all the paints. This is the Oblivion Black Wash from, let's get the wash out first so they don't mix, of course. So this is the black wash from 2 thin coats. Yeah, and there we have it. I already thought I could feel it. So this is from Duncan Rhodes. This is, for now, definitely my most favorite black wash. Also his brown wash, perfect. The only thing, the bottles are designed in a very, have their own special caps, and they fit perfectly. But if it dries a little bit, you have sometimes that you get a little bit more than just only the cap off. So here we are. Let's see if we can get it back on. There you see, it's this is the form. It gets really nicely into the cap. Maybe there's just some spillage in there that I have no idea why. So that's a little bit of a little minus point, but it's about the wash that is in there, and it is more like a filthy black, as if they added a little bit of brown in there. It's not as really black as the Gnome oil. So this does already give a much better greasy look than the Gnome oil. You will see this is the nice coffee. Oh, there's a coffee stain. Normally for Necromunda I would not really care about that, but this is definitely more black. See, we can get it a little bit more to shine. This is definitely a little bit more black than this. But for Necromunda, this would already be a really great wash. I found a very old, an intense black wash from Scale Color. And as I have 4 brown ones, why not try this one? I must say I have until now never used this one as a wash. So this is my first time. I'm just applying it like any other wash I am using. But why didn't you then use it? But you did use it because it is opened. Yes, I did use it, but I normally use it to dilute black paint. Especially the Scale Color ones. Not that it is not black enough or whatever, but somehow I thought, I have it, but I have other black inks, but never tried it out. So this is, yes, a good time to try it out. This is a very, very dark black ink, black wash. That's wrong. It's in fact not a wash. It's an ink. That's why it calls Inktense. Hey, sorry, light bulb. So using that as a wash will definitely. I'm more painting over there. It will definitely take a lot of color out of the whole metal. So I will have to make sure I dab a little bit off. Oh, let's use the Q-tip method for this. Surprise, surprise. When I got these Reaper toppers, I was a little bit disappointed that they left this part on, so you have to cut it off later. A little bit disappointed, but to be honest, right now this is a great way for the still holding the whole thing while you experiment with the paints and inks. So this is definitely more black on the metal than the null oil, as it is in fact not a wash, as I now discovered, but definitely an ink. Then we have the steel wash from Reaper MSP paints. And let's try that one. Oh, let's get first the ink out. And get a few drops in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yes, it's pokey tool time. Yes, and it is working. Nice. Now I have every stream I have to remember to just that I have to activate that counter before I start streaming, so it can add up to a nice total of who knows how many. How much? Good. The steel wash from Reaper is quite grey. That's why it is called a grey. Oh damn, I do have a black wash. Oh damn. Anywho, this is one of the things that and it's not only Reaper, there's washes that do that. There are the old Verlegger ones that do that also. They cover too much of the mini. So it does give a nice, there was a few spots left where there was no wash. You always to get the whole model with it, covered in it. This does give a nice, more grey look, definitely, but for this would be quite good. I wanted almost to say almost perfect. If you want to make a really good looking, nicely steel floor that has lesser damage, which is new, this is definitely something I would advise. I have used it before on models, but then it covers a little bit too much of the steel, and in this case, as it is going to be a little bit more damaged, but we will see. Then we have the Battle Mud wash from 2 thin coats. Let's see if we can get it off without getting the... Yes, that is how it should be. Oh. And I should now prepare one. To be honest, let's see. That's the stone wash, and we have the black wash over here. So I should prepare another topper for the black wash, to be honest, so I get a little bit of a better. Oh, but I did almost unscrew the top. There we go. Back, you go back. First start with the Battle Mud Brown. You can see why it is called Battle Mud Brown, but it has a little bit of a, still as it is Battle Mud, it's quite a dark brown, and on silver it has almost a more green golden color. Really nice, as these are going to be used on Necromunda. So I need a little bit more filth, and this is a nicely filthy color. I'm not going to do too much to these bases further, just looking how see how that goes. I will prepare one little. Oh, well, whoa, whoa, hello, whoa, welcome, 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 Raiders. Thank you very much. Painterly gets. Woo. And let's do a shout out. Yes, there they are. Welcome to my little workshop, where I am right now experimenting with a lot of metal paints and washes to create some really filthy, nasty, well used and decaying Necromunda bases. Hey, Painterly Kid, Firo Rocher. Sorry, I'm always butchering a lot of your Twitch names, so sorry. And your boy Heavy T, hello. Hey, thank you for the follow. Woo! And Blades81, welcome, welcome. And how am I doing this fine day? Well, as you already asked, it's a fine day. Yes, I'm doing good. I finally found some time for streaming and a bit of painting. And hello, Esnabal, welcome. Have you seen before? Great. Doing fine. Had a little bit of stressful, long work week. Normally I would paint a bust. Let's see. I'll just get it. This normally I am working on this one. It's a community challenge. I would normally work on it, but as I said, I needed a little bit to relax more. Next month or the month after that, I am going to build my Asher gang. So I also need to know how I want to paint the bases. And this is a great way of just experimenting and sharing what I think about washes and metal paints. As you all know, probably, and everybody has his favorite. They are all different. I have some rust effects prepared. I'm also trying to maybe doing some verdigris and everything. But first, for those who do not know me, hello. I call myself the Bolt Gem. No idea why my D&D players have ever chosen that name for me. No idea. I'm a retired GM. As I have a very busy day job, full time. But I do still like to paint, and thanks to D&D I started out as a tabletop wargamer, so every night a lot of batch painting going on, Orcs and Goblins for the Warhammer. I've painted Nurgle Space Marines, and now I have found love in in not so much batch painting, but painting more single miniatures, trying out and learning different painting styles and painting techniques. Even though I am still already painting for more than 30 years, but I'm very old school and have stuck to that for too long. Hey Tony, hello, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm just here for a while, but thought I'd drop in and say hi. You're always welcome for saying hi and welcome to my stream. So that's a little bit my life story. Well, thanks to COVID, I started also streaming, and so that's also been a little bit of since a few years part of my hobby, and I'm just trying to share my little bit of knowledge, demonstrating the fun of painting minis. and I am definitely a mini painter that wants to try out lots and lots of stuff. Too much. There are new paints on the market. Oh, then let's see if I can get some and try them out. So yeah, all that kind of stuff. I have always too much paints, too much stuff. Well, let's just zoom out a little bit so you can get a little bit of for my. Why not? This is my paint setup. At least that side over there, still more paints. And yeah, this is my tryout, as I always also have quite a bad memory. So just remembering, oh, that was that and that was that. No, I nice a lot of sticky notes to keep track. And talking about new paints, you probably all know there is Army Paint that has improved their paint line a lot. At least I hear that there are a lot of great paints and changes they have made to the whole paint range. This is one of them, the old-fashioned, zoom in a little bit again, there we go, the strong tone. I always liked it very much. It's not a specific color, but it is just the darkness of the brown they use. You have a strong tone, a soft tone, and what's the medium one? And there's one in the middle. That's what I know. But I've always liked strong tone the most, and I'm just going to try it out on this base that I did paint with a what was it? Army painted plate mail metal, and I will in a moment show you some more of these. These are. Oh, I'm also very chaotic with my speaking because my thoughts are always jumping everywhere. I'm somewhere in the autistic spectrum. So I'm myself the worst kind of giving me all the input that I do not need at certain times. So I really sometimes jump from one thing to another. Sorry for that. And now have completely lost what I was going to tell. But so this is the result for the Warpaint's strong tone, which is what I consider is a brown wash. I just used the Duncan Rhodes 2 Thin Coats Battle Mud wash. And you can see there is a bit of a difference, even though it's still almost not dry. This has a little bit more of a greenish color to it. I just did four of those toppers with a black coat. Which is also not true, because one of them was not completely black, but it was a steel wash from Reaper, which is in fact not completely black. So I have that's why I was painting that other topper again with plate metal mail, because I want to see what the black wash from Reaper does, or at least looks. And now we are going to the Agrax shade from indeed Citadel, or as I still keep calling them, Games Workshop. This is the newer version that has a little bit of a shine to it. Damn. Sorry, Games Workshop, that is not the same as was with non-oil. They have both the newer versions. They have a little bit of a shine to it. I try to get rid of that by adding a little bit of matte medium from Vallejo, and it does help a little bit, only not enough. At least last time I used them, they were still a little bit to the shiny side. which is not really a big problem when you also varnish your models, because if you put a matte varnish over it, the shininess goes almost away. Maybe a really trained eye can still see that that there was a little bit of shine in the wash, but I'm not such a, I don't have such trained eyes. Oh, and I now see, sorry Tony, I saw a lot of stuff coming in. Thank you for the resub. Let's see how long, 15 months already. And yes, we have our second pokey tool. Whew. Somehow I have indeed, since I used dropper bottles, started to use dropper bottles, I have become very fond of the games. Don't curse, don't curse. The Reaper pokey tools. Now, this is one of the things that the steel wash was not that bad, but sorry Reaper, yeah, I know you can still use them as a wash, only you have then to use something like this to get a little bit rid of the whole brown of the whole wash. It is too brown to my liking, so you have to remove a little bit. And as a Games Workshop tabletop wargaming player, oh my god, what a nice bunch of words. No, this is extra work that should not be necessary, although if you are going to paint large numbers of models in one go, but then Reaper is great, does not really have complete armies. They do sell single miniatures, so this is definitely acceptable for the work that I do right now. Let's see, is this one, this is dry, good. Then we're going to use the real black wash, and sorry, then we can also see what the difference is between the steel wash and the black wash. And now I think of it, it's maybe a good idea to save all these examples, so I can definitely see for the future how they look. Never thought of that. Yeah, well, I do have a piece of white plastic that I painted, so a little bit sort of plastic card. But there is no detail on the. There's just a flat streak of the washes. So that always looks. No. Yeah, yes. Again. Oh my god, the counter is running high after today. Now you can see that definitely the black wash from Reaper I do not use a lot. I'm even afraid to say. Oh, there is something coming out, but I think I will. This doesn't sound empty. Back in the black line. So this is going to be the black wash. This one does it work very nicely. The brown wash was just a little bit too much. It covered a little bit too much. Now this is a really nice wash. And we will see when it is dry what it does, what the difference is with the steel wash. Do I have another brown wash? Is ook in flash? Nee. Dit is intense. Oh no, there's ook a brown wash. No, no more. The only other wash that I have, or better said, a tone, is the rust tone, new one from Army Painter. And just as I did use all the other washes, let's see what this one does to a piece of plastic that has been painted metal. It has definitely a completely different color than the rest. It has a little bit of orange in it. This is definitely also a really great color for staining. If those are all dry, I will show you the results. Then I did paint this part. I'm just going on with my whole experiment. I did paint this part with pure copper from Scale Color, because I did prepare another one with the new Vallejo Game Color Special Effects Green Rust. It's quite a thin paint, so now I'm going to try to put some of this over the copper paint, see what the effect is. This one I will later on in a moment, why not, dry brush with copper, see what the difference is in those two techniques. You can, it's not really a wash, at least it does not look like it. Is a little bit thicker, but it's definitely also thinner than a normal paint. Let's just cover it all with it, like I do it always with all my washes. And I think in this case I definitely will need yeah, a little bit with a Q-tip. Let's get a little bit off here and there, but not too much. I want to still get a lot of cover, as I will later on dry brush this one with the same color again, so I will leave this one too over there and then dry brush it later with this. Then I'm going to let's have a little stretch, because you know, and have a little sip of coffee. Then I am going to try out several. I have here 4 pieces of in fact I already did that. I in fact did already do that. I wanted to do them, give them the classic way. Oh no, I am not going to use this one. This is quite a shiny metal paint. I will be using Shadowed Steel from MSP. Yes, it has my own label on it, because their label was almost no longer readable. When I ordered some stickers, I could get some free samples of other stickers, and I got one whole sheet with my own my own paint dropper bottle label thingies. Really nice, especially as I sometimes make my own colors in large batches. That's really nice, but further, yeah, and in this case, it's also very nice. I'm afraid the counter goes further up. Yes, it will. Again, the pokey tool. Why are you so obsessed with that pokey tool? I have no idea. Maybe because I have made in the past my own pokey tools. Since I have discovered the dropper bottles, I have to watch out when I paint to that side, as my microphone is a little bit too close to my mouth. Since I discovered dropper bottles, and it was with Vallejo, the first dropper bottles that I noticed, I immediately had something like, those is better than the Games Workshop pots. So yes, I am definitely a dropper bottle guy, painter. But indeed, they do get clogged sometimes. The old-fashioned pots that I work with, they not the first ones I had. Those had this nice, very soft, flexible rubber lids that you can use. Could just pop off. Only, yeah, there where the lid was attached to the pot, they could break. Then we got the nice screw bottle pots from Games Workshop. I even bought myself a special pair of pliers for it, so I could unscrew the pots when they were really stuck. So did certainly not like those pots. And then okay, we have also counted for that one over there. Ooh, that was also loud. Sorry if it was too loud on your side. Hope I do not drop any more things. Yeah, so a few years ago I did. It's still quite full. Why does it not come out? There's some kind of I can get one drop out every time, and I have to maybe I have to clean the inside of the sprout, the the dropper bottle. So yeah, that's a few years ago I definitely immediately bought myself a whole bunch of empty dropper bottle pots, and I transferred all my Citadel paints to dropper bottles. A year later I decided I'm going no longer to buy any Games Workshop stuff. No, that's a year after that, yeah. I decided, that's 2-3 years ago. I am not going to buy any more GW stuff. Too expensive. I don't like how they try to, in my eyes, it's my personal opinion. I don't say it's exactly what they think, but they want to distinguish them a little bit from the whole other painting and gaming community. Of course, every company is entitled to do that. Only the way they, in my eyes, how they do it is. I like Reaper better. They don't mind if you bring to their painting competition mini from Games Workshop. As long as it's beautiful painted, you can enter with whatever you want. But okay, that's the difference between the two companies. But it did bother me a little bit from Games Workshop. Anyway, so I decided not to buy anything from Games Workshop, and I always keep talking while my Bertha is up talking. That's my vortex shaker. And I know I haven't used this one in a long time even. It's really thick. Ooh. Did I just get attacked by a paint pot? Oh damn. That's why I have a vortex shaker and I don't... And just to tell you something nice about throwing paint around, as I always say, I'm just splattering paint on minis, on things, on whatever. One of the worst things I can remember, my parents, oh, this is really thick, nice. I definitely need to add some thinner to that. I hope that is going to be okay. A little anecdote about the Bolt Games life. When I started with painting, with modeling, model painting, whatever you want to call it, I start with building sets. Mainly Second World War sets, you know, tanks, planes, that kind of stuff. I also used the paints from Revell at that time, as most building kits that I knew were from Revell, so you use their paints. Those are white spirit paints, so solvent-based paints. My mother loved it. And I know that at a certain moment we had to what's the well, they changed a lot at home. Come on, I just had one over here in my whole room. It's one of those things, my brain is already ahead of the story. And now I forgot what they renovated their home. Thank you, brain. So I also got a newly painted room. And well, I had a very old bed. It was time to get a new one. So I got a new bed. I got some new bed sheets and everything. And yeah, well, I think I already gave it away a little bit. I had a nice pot of Revell paints are also in pots, and as they are solvent based, they were in metal pots, just like an ordinary paint can that you buy at a do-it-yourself store or paint store, and you definitely, yeah, that counts. You have to really open them. Only those are this small. Bet a straw pallet, tease. Yeah, I wish it was a straw pallet, because I have some nice. I still have some pots of Games Workshop paints. These are the dry paints. Normally, I always you shake those paints too. I didn't have a vortex shaker at that moment, so yeah, I was shaking like this, and then I suddenly noticed that there was no lid on. My bed was behind me, so yeah, I had a really nicely bright orange painted bed sheets and everything. My mother was not really pleased. And welcome, Colder. How are you doing? Well, I babbling around with everything, the straw pellets. Good. So, oops, sorry. these bases just out of sight. Let's get a little bit back. I'm going to use a black wash on them. These ones I'm going to, when they are dry, going to, this is what I call the old school version, just a metal paint, wash over it and then dry brush with the same metal paint. These, you're applying for jobs, okay. That's exciting. And yeah, it's always. So, what kind of jobs are you looking at, if I may ask? Well, I'm going to use some Viking gold on the next base. So far could be better of breaking a mirror whilst kicking a black cat that's walking. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so not not going very well. A customer service, armed security. Well, I don't know what arms. No luck. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Oh. Or security. Oh, customer service or security. Okay. Now those are jobs that are. They always. Oh, sorry to at least here in the Netherlands or this part of Europe. What company is not looking for new employees, as everybody needs more people and there are just not enough. Thanks to COVID, for example. And we have also, not that I say it's a bad thing, but we also have a lot of foreigners from Eastern Europe that are trying their luck. Oh, this is the period alchemy, which is a greenish gold. I think about 80% of my current colleagues are all from Eastern Europe. And to be honest, they are not worse or better than my countrymen or women. There are good workers and there are lesser workers. Let's put it politely. But it's just, yeah, because they are working here. The other Dutch people are not, they don't work. And we, I'm completely, needs someone to drink paint water. Yeah, maybe there's a market for it. I mean, yeah, there is definitely people who have been drinking their paint water. And as far as I know, they are still alive, so not that I say you should drink your paint water. And especially right now, there is a lot of, in my paint water, a lot of metal in there, so at least metal flakes. And this one is the pure copper. So I am, for those who just tuned in, as my title from the stream already said, yes, I am trying out quite some things for Necromunda. For Necromunda bases. I hope that in September, when I have holidays, I'm hoping that I also get the time to make Necromunda scenery, buildings and the sorts. but I definitely am going to build and paint a Asher gang, as I want to play Necromunda again. Not completely sure if I am going to play with the new rules or the older rules, but that's also a little bit depends a little bit on my my friend who I am probably going to play with. As we both are old school Necromunda players, we still have the books. But the new rules do look really nice. So yeah, it's a little bit of planning for next month. Let's see, I see still some washes that are wet, especially the rust one that I have just used. Now, then let's go with this one. I had an idea about how to paint a nice rusty base, and I'm getting paint everywhere today. No matter, they still need to look. They don't need to look that good as it is for Necromunda. So I have used the oxide brown as a base color, and I thought, maybe it's an idea to start a little bit different. Normally you paint it metal, and then you just add the rust. What if I just use this is the dark rust. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter with the oxide red. Yeah, this is oxide red, and I'm going to use a little bit of the oxide yellow. Yes. Those are there's a triad. Is it really a triad? I guess so. You control it. They fit together. They make a very nice rust effect. So I am going to do a little bit different. I start with the very dark rust. Let's see, where is my dry brush? This one. Now I did prepare quite a lot before stream. There we go. So in fact what I'm going to do is from the dark rust I'm going to a lighter rust, and maybe even a quite bright yellow, and then I will dry brush with metal paint. So that one I did. So let's no, okay, there is. Just try out how this will look, and I will make it a wet dry brush, meaning that I will not take off as much paint as I normally do, so that you get a little bit more paint on all the details than normal, as I want only the really dark brown to be in the recesses, effect as a wash. There we go. Has already changed quite nicely. Let's give it a little bit of a, I should have done that a little bit before. Let's get a little bit more of the red on there. Then take the yellow, also on my little paper pellets. Yeah, also this one works. And I'm going to mix it a little bit, so a little bit more, going a little bit more orange, as you can see on my paper. Still leave quite some paint on it. It's getting really nice and light, so this will be a very, very rust affected part. Without cleaning my brush, I add a little bit more yellow, so we get even brighter orange. And a little bit more yellow. Now I am going to more dab Then just dry brush. See if that can help a little bit. As a dry brush you can also use very nicely for stippling a little bit, in this case. Now I'm almost down to pure yellow. You could also add this, have this effect with a bit of a sponge, like sponges you find in the blister packings of minis. Now that does look quite rusty, only it's completely rusty, which looks not really natural. No matter how rusty something is, there is always some metal shining through. And as these are the, let's say, floorboards, but then made from metal. So now we take a dry brush. I take the shadowed steel, because that's not too, yeah, let's take that one, as it is not too bright, just a little bit. Or you can now see on my little palette the difference between the shadowed steel and the, I keep forgetting the name, plate mill metal. Take this one. I will use the real dry brush method, so getting almost all the paint off, almost all, and then just go over it. See how it, I can use a little bit heavier dry brush, I see. It definitely is not doing anything. This is a really nice method, but certainly not the effect that I wanted. And I guess that's because I am now dry brushing with metal. Maybe if I would dry brush with a little bit more of the, oops, with a rust color after it. Just trying out, it does do a little bit of, oh, and now I'm out of metal paint. Oops, sorry. And I'm in fact not completely dry brushing anymore. It does give a really nice chaotic effect, and I can see some, it's definitely something you can use in certain situations for certain paint jobs. Let's try a little bit more on the orange side, so add a little bit more yellow. Oh my god. This is a nice method, at least so far so good. Yeah, it's, if you really want something to be really rusted with a little bit of still a little bit of metal showing around, I think is what is missing here. It's all too random. For rust that is good, but the you have no real metal flakes in there. So let's get still a little bit of the shadowed steel. And now I have to get a smaller brush. And let's just get a little bit on all kinds of edges. Yes, there is always a little bit more wear and tear. Now, this is, as I said, a deeper science fiction top. Oh, that's too thick. Let's get a little bit off. And you can get a little bit of those just some edge highlighting of all those metal plates. In fact, this is a little bit of the exact opposite you normally do with a wash. Somehow. After the wash you probably will do some edge highlighting anyway, here and there, but normally you use all this for good. My brain is stopped working. I have no idea where I was going with that sentence. Jeez. It's definitely, it has, this technique has some uses here and there probably. But it is, it at least does look, the hamster got the wheel? Is that about my brain? Oh, what are you meaning with that? Brain not working, yeah, okay, then I can totally agree. The hamster got the wheel. And to make this kind of basis a little bit more interesting, I could paint this, for example, more yellow, some other parts yellow with black stripes, but that's not the purpose of my painting today, of this whole paint job. I have two paints that I have to reapply. That is the Period Alchemy, as somehow, and I keep repeating it for those who have seen my stream before, Scale Color has quite thick paints, except the alchemy paints, the metal paints. They are quite thin, which is not even a bad thing. Certainly not. They are also the first paints that I can thin down. Not too much, but I can thin them down if I would like to. I've tried it. Most metal paints, when I put water, medium or whatever, and mix them, they always break down, even if it's only a little bit. The alchemy paints, Scale Color paints, definitely don't do that. A little bit more. But because they are a little bit thinner, they do require sometimes a second coat. Oh, the horror! Two thin coats on one model. Oh, I sound like Mr. Rhodes. Yeah. And I said Mr. because I just forgot his first name. Thank you, brain. Hamster is still running around. Apparently. I have the bottle right in front of me. Duncan, yes, I know. Good. Now, I have one classic. I have 4 toppers that I want to paint the classic way. In fact, it's a little bit silly because I can already show you how they will look. As for this case, I would be using the Duncan Rhodes Oblivious Black Wash, or Oblivion Black Wash. The difference with the Null Oil, there's definitely quite a difference. And that surprises me, by the way. I always thought that... no, it should not surprise me, because the good thing from Games Workshop is they always have their washes or inks or whatever you always, or in this case the shades, they give always, when they re-event their paints, they give them new names. They always have, they don't cover up the metallic paints, but really just sink into the recesses. They do give a little bit of a different shine to the metallic, but as you can see, this one is really dull. This is still quite shiny, so I will definitely use now let's see the other 2 or other 3. This is the Inktense, which I thought was a wash, but in fact is just an inked. And I used a Q-tip to clean it up a little bit, as you all did see. Has a really great effect. It almost looks like the Null Oil from Games Workshop. Then I made the mistake by using Steel Wash. Now you can all see it's just like the 2 thin coats. Has not only gotten into the recesses, but it also dulled the metal paint. And then the black wash does it a little less, but that was the black wash from Reaper. Then the brown washes. Now this is the 2 thin coats wash. Now, already has a quite nice grimy look to it. Definitely good for staining. This is the strong tone from Army Painter. Does look a little bit similar, but does have the same as the Games Workshop paints have. They do not stain the color itself so much, do not change the color so much. Instead of the, let's get an example from the rust tone from, now you see it's the color is definitely different. And then we have the Agrax Earthshade, and we have the MSP Brown Wash. And again, this one is a little bit more shiny, but I would say the Agrax Earthshade does cover also a little bit more than the Null Oil. So for me, the winner right now would be, if I just would be shading, would be Null Oil. I can right now not say which one I would be using for my future bases. I still have to try out the rust staining that I'm going to use on the other bases over here, over there. As I have now used, these are the still classic metal tryout paint, so I need to apply a wash to them. Yeah. And in this case, why not, let's use the winner of the black washes, and that was the Null Oil. What are you all talking, babbling about? You are going everywhere, but yeah, I'm doing the at least that is for me the old school classic metal way of painting. Just painted metal, and in that case I mean with metal silver colored metal. Add the wash, let it dry, do nothing with Q-tips or whatever. I did not even think about that possibility in that time. This Q-tips I only use to clean out my ears. Also, normally this one I would use a Q-tip nowadays, a Q-tip for, because it has a lot of flat parts. In this case, now let it just dry, as I'm going to completely old school. On these bases I will let them dry, and then just a silver dry brush over them. Then I have 4 bases painted with, what was the name again? Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Don't tell me. Oh, there. Oh, that was the very thick one. The Warplock Bronze. I do not even know. Yeah, it's called base, so probably it is the current name for it, which is in fact a shadow color for especially many known died to bring us this effect, definitely. And Q-tip called cotton buds in these parts. Yeah, well, we call them wattenstaafjes, which is literally a cotton rod. So yeah, cotton buds, Q-tip, and I also think that Q-tip is more of a brand than actually the name of the thing itself. At least that idea I get from. Good. Those metal and wash are the really old school. The somewhat newer old school is what I said, the Warplock Bronze, and then instead of using a wash, first a dry brush with a silvery color. In this case I will be using the shadowed steel again, as I still do want a little bit of a darker worn effect on my bases. I will use a not too dry brush, as this is quite dark color and it's quite simple. It could be used using a second dry brush even, as far as I see. Whoops. So the really dark parts, the deeper parts still have that little bit of darker, already quite a little bit rusted effect. That's probably because why for scale color has same kind of color, and they used it. They call it decayed metal, which is of course a very reasonable name for it, as it does look a little bit like rusted metal. Only no rusted metal is still blinking like this. Can I catch it? No, of course not, because it is definitely a very nice metallic color. It's still shining. Then I have the Viking Gold, the Paradox Alchemy, and the Pure Copper versions. I think that I will be using the more verdigris. I think it's more fitting that I use this wash for it, the green rust. A bit. So let's see, on the Viking gold is this. Just like any other wash as I do, I just apply it completely over all parts. And then it will automatically run everywhere in the deeper parts. Especially here I see that I can use a little bit more here. After that I will be using a dry brush again, but then from the same base color. Oh, why do I clean my brush? I don't know, I don't need to. The Viking gold, that was the Viking gold, which is, I would almost say, a lighter version of Warplock bronze. And so this is Period Alchemy, which is more of a gold color, very bright gold color, but with a touch of green in it. At least that is how I see it. That's why I also use the green rust, as I think that is a really great color for it, as it already has a little bit of green in it. Where is my green rust? Over there. And yeah, we all know verdigris is known for its for copper. It stains copper very nicely. And there we go. I have an other version lying over there that I'm going to dry brush in a moment. But I just wanted to see how this looked on the Necromunda bases. So I want to give them a nice, greasy, dirty, old look. But I will also be on the original basis. I will, as I make them for my Escher gang, I will definitely also use a lot of black and yellow for warning stripes. I probably will use some more bright yellows and greens for acid. There are some parts, or like these could be special heat vents, for example. Dus you could, I can use. I'm going to try to get some them really bright, so like they are giving light. Just some ideas. Back to my two different kinds of. In fact, what I just did over there, this is the same. I just painted it copper and then verdigris over it. I painted this one directly over the gray. Some nice ideas. Yeah, thank you. I have seen some other ideas instead of for the basis itself. I've seen that they normally, when I finish a model and the base, I give the. Oops, let's go over there. I'm trying to show you. Nah, let's go over here. The edge of the base normally I paint black, but I have seen that there are people who paint them black and yellow. Maybe also a nice idea. What I was talking about, this one was copper, then added the verdigris. Now I have a verdigris one, and I'm going to add the copper, mainly to see, because this one I have the original color, I have the verdigris, and I have to like hazard stripes, exactly. Warning stripes, wee. Watch out. So yeah, this one needs 3 steps, and I hope with this I can do the same effects almost Dread, bad spelling tonight. Ah, no problem. Adds to the fun. And I was just before the stream. I was I document always on in a worksheet what my stream name is and what title I use and that kind of thing. I typed it 4 times and I believe there are still it's still not what I wanted. So it's not only you. So this one I just added the verdigris and now I'm just going to see. Oh, time to go. Too bad, but hey, have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for popping by, for the chat. Yeah, no problem. I will put the results on the Discord and on the rest of the internet, on Instagram, on wherever I normally post. And then you can see the rest of the work in a few months when I start my Asher gang. So yeah, thank you. Bye. Oh, this does give a really nice effect. I should only the metal paint. These paints are definitely not made for dry brushing. You need a little bit more drying time before you add a second dry brush. But this has some really nice look to it. So let's see if I now go over with a dry brush. And this is yeah, well, let's count this one. Ew, bats. So this definitely lets more of the verdigris itself. Now, although this has a little bit deeper details. If that is even a right way to say. Let's see if we can see a little bit of difference. To be honest, this one, from as I can see, looks almost the same, but there's still a lot of, especially on this has a little bit more flat surfaces. So this I would use a second dry brush. But this one, so until now, this one would be at least a little bit quicker. But you could use, I guess, a little bit of the, if you would like to have a little bit extra effect of the verdigris, you could still paint a little bit extra in. After the stream, I definitely will have to make sure I type it all out what I'm doing here, because tomorrow I have forgotten most of it already again. You see, you can, if you have a nice little, but still, this is extra work. That was not my complete purpose of this, but it is definitely a nice different metal cool. I'm completely off camera, and just to give it a little bit of difference. As I said, I am trying to get some Necromunda buildings built and painted, and this would be a nice different way of painting, a little bit of different color, so it's not all just the steel color. Oh. Yo! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome, 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 raiders! Thank you very much, Falling Freely, for the raid. Ooh, that's my second raid today. Yeah! And thank you for the follow. How are you doing? And how was your stream? And ooh, nice name, cool Quantum River. Okay, sorry. Your record by Painterly Get. Hey, thank you very much, Painterly. That's very nice. And let's get a little shout out. Sorry, now I have to. There we go. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. I was working on some art for his upcoming game Git Da Gold. Okay, I have to see what that is, because username pronunciation score 3 out of 10. Sorry, started strong, didn't finish. Yeah, I know. I'm always afraid to. Quantum Reveries. That's one of the things I hate about the whole Twitch chat stuff. It should be possible to just click on your name and hear a sound effect of. And sadly, you must run to D&D. Oh no, run, go! Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thanks for the raid again, and have a great D&D game. Thank you. Yeah, I am. So for those who do not know, I am the Bolt GM. Guess why people gave me that name? I am a retired DM, a GM. I've played Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons. I'm still a player, a D&D player, mostly D&D 5 at the moment. A miniature painter that does not know where the camera is aiming at, so he's painting outside of the camera feed. Yeah, started as a tabletop wargamer, Games Workshop, of course. Found out that there is something like Dungeons and Dragons later on, thanks to my on the club a few people that wanted to play the game, and hey, I was crazy enough to let's start DMing. But then I also found that hey, there is something else than just batch painting every night. You can also paint single miniatures. Ooh, wow! So that's a little bit my roots. And next month, or maybe in September, I hope to start building my Asher gang for Necromunda. And so I thought I need to try out how I want the bases to look. And that's why I am painting Necromunda bases, although these are not Necromunda bases, these are Reaper miniatures, science fiction toppers. So you don't need to make a whole base, you can just put them on some of their bases. But I have also painted some Necromunda bases like this one. But these one I need to put them. I'm also very chaotic in the way I talk and work. That's my thing. I don't like it chaotic, but that's I jump from one thing to the next. That's also why I have lots, and I have a complete too big collection of minis, and I dare say that I guess at least 1/3 of them are more than just base coated and a little paint on them, but they are still not finished, simply because I am painting them and then I found something much more interesting, or have a gigantic great idea of painting something else and completely forget that I was painting those minis. They go back into the boxes or whatever I keep them. And yeah, well, that's just how I and my brain works. As I said, I am a little bit of an old school painter. I started in the late 80s, early 90s. So when the Games Workshop models mainly were metal with a little bit of plastic. That was for 40k. I keep finding projects I started a decade ago. Oh yeah. I have just my house has been renovated the last few months, and I finally have and I had my whole workshop I had to clean out. And hey, Black Skull, well, hello, welcome, how are you doing? A little bit of coffee. Good. Yeah, so I had to clear out all of this because new ceiling came in, and I'm still unpacking in the last 2 months. It's certainly something of, I guess, miniature painters, that it's definitely, you paint a lot, but finishing is something completely different. And Black Skull, howdy. Waiting out our tornado watch until I go to special games. Oh, cleaning up a model I got from Eldritch Foundry today. Oh, I have heard of that, but do not know. But tornado watch. So that means there is a tornado somewhere in the neighborhood, or it's just there is a possibility for a tornado. Because I live in the Netherlands, tornadoes, something we absolutely do not know. Earthquakes, almost the same. I do remember in the 90s there was a earthquake. I believe it was a scale 2 point something on the Richter scale. And oh my god, my radiator at night did shake a little bit. So that's about earthquakes and tornadoes in the Netherlands. It's more just always wet weather, much of rain, not too or it is completely warm and dry. The potential for tornado activity is present. Okay. We have been having lots of funnel clouds developing around our area. We call them monkey tails. When they then hang from the sky but do not touch the ground. Okay, yeah. I have seen the movie Twister, and I have a little bit seen on news and about tornadoes, so I can imagine how it looks. Okay, so there is still not a tornado. Good. Only the possibility it is. I hope it doesn't. Right. Those washes are still not and I am working on too much as always. Those washes are not dry. This one, oh, I could use, yeah, I just dry brush it for the second time. So this is the Warplock Bronze, and then just dry brush 2 times. Oh, Quantum Reverse. I am about ready to abandon this hobby room over the garage until it cools down this evening. Oh, on the heat advisory. Oh. That's also not very pleasant. In Black Skull, me either. But if you hear a rush of wind go by the stream and I don't respond, I'm probably about the way. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's weather. I keep saying we can be very happy that we cannot control it. Would be nice in certain situations, like heat waves, tornadoes, that kind of stuff, because they do damage. And heat waves are, especially if they are, a heat wave here is probably a little bit different than, let's say, in Texas or in that kind of parts. And I was going somewhere with, oh yeah, right, not be able to control the weather, because then everybody wants the weather to be as he wants, and that would probably also not be very, because certain people like the winter more than the summer, and if they are neighbors to people who like the summer more than the winter, then you have a little bit of a problem. Good. Be sure to tuck and roll when you land. In that case, certainly. And I am old hand tuck and roll, also duck and cover. Okay. Good. As I said, Warplock Bronze, and I used shadowed steel to give it the nice metal look, as it is in the deeper parts. Yeah, we talk about the weather so much because no one can do anything about it. Yeah, then just let's talk about it. Indeed. So I am, what was it again? Necron Compound, a dry brush. I still keep them calling paints, even though they are definitely not paints. Just to give it a little bit of extra highlight. Those are the, except for the some technical paints, these are the only Games Workshop paints that I have and will be buying again. All the other paints I don't have, but these are just too easy to use, too good. And as a dry brush. Now the problem with what I now have is I have 4 bases. I plan to make up for loss of hobby time by napping, then doing a hobby all-nighter. Okay. That is certainly a way of doing things. And that is, everybody has his own, the time that I could do all-nighters has a little bit gone for me. Yes, I'm a little bit too old. No, not really, but it feels that way. The only problem is I am used to get up really early. I mean, 4 a.m. is my normal time to get up. And yeah, then your how do I say? If you get up early, you also have to get a little bit earlier to bed. Normally, if I stay up like now, it's almost 10 o'clock here. That's sorry, 10:30 almost. That's already for me quite a long stay. Probably after the stream I will still keep painting for about an hour, but then it's done for me. Bases, right. Now I have 4 really great, very shiny bases. These I will use later for let's get those let's not get those confused. I will of course add a lot of rust effect to this. Wait until you get a little older, then you need less sleep more often. Yeah, that's apparently they that's indeed a thing. The older you get, your body seems not to be able to need such more sleep, but you do need naps. And you totally not that I mind. I was thinking about something else, and never mind. So I will use these later together with the ones that I have here for that I made with the classical way of painting. I still will be using a little bit of a wash on these anyway, even though there is already a little bit of a kind of rusty effect in all the darker parts. It gives a really nice shadow effect already. Wow, what do we have more? These still have to dry. These are still not dried, and now these got mixed up. I guess, oh, this is the Viking gold, I guess. Paradise alchemy, Viking gold. No, that's not a Viking gold. Uh-oh, I mixed up my my projects. Ah! How can I see? Because this one is much shinier than that one. Oh. Good. What do I have? I will be. Let's see. Do I have a marker for that? I have just decided. That's sometimes some of those things that just happen to me. I have now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 toppers where I did only use a metal paint and a wash on, but all kinds of different washes. I want to keep those just as a remembrance on what wash looks like what. Like that. So this is the null oil. The oil where all the nulls are pressed into. Then we have the Oblivion Black Wash. Oblivion Black Wash. No, I know that it is the 2 thin coats. There you see them next to each other. This one is still a little bit more shiny than this one. Uh-oh, there's a sneeze coming. This is Intense Black from Scale Color. Uh-oh. Ooh. And as I discovered, it is in fact not as the name. It's how many nuns does it take to make a bottle of null oil? Depends how big is the bottle. You mean a normal 14 millimeter, 40 milliliter. Intense black. I have no idea. But I guess a little bit depends also a little bit on how big is a null, how many fluids does it contain. Oh my god, am I really seriously Am I really seriously taking it seriously? Yeah. So you approve of known farms where they are raised and then squeezed into pots? No, of course not, but it was just the question I time to answer. I'm autistic, so I'm just answering that question, and I'm now answering the second question. No, it's better not. I would say release them in the wild and let them have a very, very happy life. Black wash. Oh. And let's put just a reaper in there. Wild gnomes, yeah. Watch out. Free range gnomes, yeah. Good. Let's put this one. This is the battle mud wash. Let's put it over there. This is strong tone. Let's put that one over there. Then we have the Agrax Earthshade Kobe gnome. Oh. To be honest, I like that one. Agrax Earthshade is on top. Then we have the brown wash from Reaper. Let's put that one over there. Let's change those two, and then we have the rust tone from Warpaints. What was this? The Intense Black. So that's not a completely... This is almost a comparison from all the washes. This is Citadel. Oh, now I have to go back. This is Two Thin Coats. Now this is these two are from two different brands, so not really a good comparison. But these are from Reaper, and no, these the last ones are from Reaper. Then these are the also steel wash from Reaper and a strong tone. So do not really compare. Of course, you normally would have more colors on them. You have a little bit of staining. Just for the steel look, metal look, I would say indeed the gnome oil. I hope free range gnomes. And the Intense Black. Only with the Intense Black you need to remove with a Q-tip. And for the browns, they look all quite different, good. And these two are my favorite right now. And this is the Battle Mud Wash, is a little bit greener, and this is the Rust tone. So there are definitely possibilities with these. And I'm going to put all the washes together. And I will save these. Where shall I save them to? To my over here. Because I still I also want to put a coat of clear varnish over them. Oh my god, I have my camera in a little bit of a different angle than I'm used to. Put that thing away. Ah, good. Now we still not dry. Damn. This is all still wet. These are dry. I only want to dry brush this one more with brown. bronze metal. Oh, no, it was not bronze. I used... Wait a moment. Am I... my administration is not... I thought... Okay, that was my mistake indeed. I wanted to use a bronze metal, but I used copper. Almost the same. Oh, oops, oops, oops. So I want to do one more dry brush. This is very wet still. I need a... I want a really dry brush. Where is my paper towel? Oh no, I don't need you. There we go. Take the paint off and start dry brushing again. And I want a little bit more. It does not really take the paint very well. What is this? What is this? I think there is not enough detail. There are too many flat surfaces. It is not really doing much. If I go over this one again. And those are the two big toppers, painted both a little bit differently. This one has, well, that is maybe because this has also more details on it, less straight, flat surfaces. So that could be a possibility, that it looks really different. Also the approach of painting was different. Good. I would have liked to show you a lot of possibilities for adding rust to them. For example, as we have seen in this one, I have used the Triad from MSP Paints. I had also the new rust effects from War Paints, which is in fact not only the effect, but there is also a little bit of structure in it. It's a little bit very fine sand, which is the same with Typhus Corrosion, the technical paint from Games Workshop, and the dry rust from Vallejo. They all have that same little extra, and together with the dry rust you have also the normal rust from Vallejo that is in the same package. But unfortunately my time is over. There we go, old guy, have to get a little bit of rest. I will paint probably for half an hour, but I will end the stream. But first I will see if you have any suggestions for who to raid, please tell me. I will have a look for myself. Who is up and running? Oh, there are enough people, but who are painting? Oh, Jimmy the Brushes at least is online. I see Luna Bacon is, yeah, also very nice streamer. Small Parts, Sharp Points, Painting Big. So if you have any suggestions, please tell me to rate. Meanwhile, I will take my last sip of coffee for tonight. And I start thanking you all for watching, for all the Painting Big is always good. Yeah, certainly. It's to be honest, I believe I still am on her Patreon, but yeah, I'll take my leave now. Have a good evening. Yeah, thank you very much for the popping by, for helping with the raid. Have a great rest of the weekend, and have to see you next time. So yeah, let's rate N from painting back, painting big, painting back. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Oh no, that's not good. Oh wait, one moment. Let's see if this works. I don't understand. I had the same problem last time, and it is. Let's do it on a different way then. I have no idea how. So I go to Twitch, and there we say raid. And oh, they changed this also. Oh, nice. But if I say painting, yes, painting big. So let's rate N. Thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend. Watch out for all the bad weather, tornadoes, whatever. Keep safe, keep healthy, and I hope to see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.